On my channel, I review a lot of knives. I review knives that are well known. I review budget blade knives that may not be so well known. In this video, I want to show you my 3 favorite budget blades from the past year's reviews. Stick around. I've been really excited about this review for a while, and I've been paying attention to blades that I'm actually using a lot, how well they hold up, how much fun that I'm having using them, and ones that I tend to gravitate to. Now, I know there's a lot of big name knives that fall into the budget category, such as some of the knives Gerber makes, Cold Steel, and whatnot. In this video, I'm going to be sticking to those truly budget names, the kind of stuff you get from Amazon. And yeah, these blades have their own website, but you typically will find and purchase these things from Amazon, and that's how they're purchased for the most part. Companies like Dispatch, Holley Edge, Grandway, NED Foss, WARIVO, Odin Wolf, JXE, JXO, FLISSA, Swiss Tech, and on. But when I looked back at all of those knives that I reviewed, I was easily able to narrow down my favorite 3, and these were a landslide victory. I'm going to put these in order of 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is just my personal experience. I'm not saying one is necessarily better than the other, but I'm going to rate these based on my experience and the feeling that they've given me. Coming in at number 3, man, I've got to give it to the FLISSA D2 Hunter here. This is a wonderful little budget blade. I have thoroughly enjoyed having this, carrying it. I love the design. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the handle. I just love the size of the knife. I love how easy it's been to maintain and keep sharp. And it's just very useful. It's good for bushcraft, and it's good for everyday carry. Whether I'm out on the trail or walking around in town wanting to do a pocket carry, I'm always happy to have the FLISSA D2 knife with me. This is one of those knives that you're gonna get more than what you pay for. You're gonna get this knife for about 23 bucks, and you're gonna know immediately when you open it up that it's well worth more than that. The downside to this particular knife is how loose it fits into the sheath, but there are adjustments that can be made to fix that. You can heat treat this to shrink it down, or you can line the inside of it with hockey tape like I did to make it lock in. It's a great all-purpose knife. You can do just about anything with it. It's good for anything: bushcraft, day-to-day utilities, combat, and it throws even halfway decent. It's not the best thrower in the world, but it does throw fairly well. One of the factors that put this in the top 3 for me was the fact that I went out and bought a second one of these immediately. I own 2 of these knives. When I find a budget blade that's a really good deal that I like, I will go out typically and get one more just in case the price ever goes up, or, you know, anything can change with the blade. They could discontinue it. Something could happen to the one you have, and I like to make sure that I've got another one. Coming in at number 2, the Kukri from NED Foss. What a big, beautiful, hard-hitting blade. Now, a lot of people would argue that this is not a real Kukri because the curve is just very subtle. You know, some would call this probably drop point. They give it all kinds of different titles. But it is marketed as a Kukri, and you can see the curve there. And I like the fact that it's not so curvy. I've done a lot of chopping and a lot of throwing with this knife, and I have been able to keep a nice edge on it for the last few months. Sometimes when I'm walking out on the trails or going on a hike and I just want to carry a nice beefy blade with me, a lot of times I'll dig into my collection, and oftentimes we'll pull out this one to take with me. It's not even marketed as a thrower, but it's so hard hitting as a thrower. If you want to chop with a blade, you can get a good handle on the end of this thing and just go to town. It just cuts right in. You see that? Look at that. This is just one of those blades that makes you feel like you've got some slicing power and some leverage. It looks amazing, and again, one of those blades that I have to have more than one of. And I dig the sheath on this as well. This is going to be one of those blades that slices very well and pierces very well. It's just the best of both worlds. Watch this no-spin throwing power. For 40 bucks, you simply can't beat having that in your collection. Now, let's talk about another $40 knife, and number 1 on the list, the WARIVO Tracker knife. This is another D2 steel knife for 40 bucks, a tracker made right here in the USA. This comes to you very sharp. It's been very easy to keep an edge on this blade, and I will tell you, I have put this through so much torture testing. I just love the size of it. I love the handle. Now, I've got my handle taped up here with hockey tape to protect it because I throw it so much. There's not one knife in my collection that I can throw better than the WARIVO Tracker. The look of this blade also gives me the aesthetic that I'm looking for. Believe you me, I have looked at a lot of tracker knives. I have studied the design of so many. This one's my favorite. I even like this one better than the Tom Brown design. Yes, I said it. Yes, the saw on the back is kind of weak, just like it is with a lot of the budget trackers, but I'm still able to notch with this. I know this is not going to fully compare to the quality of a Tom Brown tracker and the way it's made, the steel that's used. In fact, it's the mid-size Tom Brown tracker that I like the most, the one that's similar in size to this one. Nevertheless, I can have this one for $40, and yes, I went out yesterday and bought another one of these. The only thing I would change is I would turn this to a right-hand scout carry. This is built for a left-hand scout carry, so I just carry it on my side for right-hand draw. I also like having this on the trail with me, but this knife right here has increased my no-spin throwing abilities like none other. I've had a ton of people reach out to me and tell me that they've went out and bought a WARIVO knife, and it's got some really good reviews out there. I think a lot of people who handle this and work with it really like it. These blades are constantly being showcased in my videos, my montages, and I just use these a lot because I like them. And out of all the knives I reviewed last year, these are my top 3 winners. I'll drop links in the description for you to go out and pick them up. You know, I don't get commission on any of these knives. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I just really dig these blades, and I like that I can get out and use these. I like that they're expendable, but they're expendable and useful, very useful at the same time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.